Memorial Day Baseball on your destination for high school sports. PlayOnSports.com continues now from Tony Zupo Field in Lodi. Stephen Davies, Michael Smith, Brian Hassler, and Vincent Huegas here with you once again for the boys Division IV Baseball Championship between the Oakdale Mustangs and the Central Catholic Raiders of Modesto. We'll get to the action here in just a minute as Oakdale shortstop Nick Ippolito, somersaults his way out to his position. And quickly, Michael, let's get the starting lineups for the two teams, if we may, please.
Sure. Starting for the visiting Central Catholic Raiders, who come into this game with a 24-6 overall record. It's going to be Matt Clark leading things off and playing in center field, followed by Jonathan Weathered, the shortstop, who will bat second. Batting third is Blake Escobar, the third baseman. In the cleanup spot, the fourth spot in the lineup, is right fielder Aiden Westrope. Batting fifth will be left fielder Brevin Van Diepen. Batting sixth is the first baseman, Chandler Bankston. Batting seventh is the catcher, Andrew Urrutia. The DH for today is going to be Joseph Candelario. He'll bat eighth. And batting ninth is going to be Bradley Nightingale, the starting second baseman. As for the Oakdale Mustangs, oh, by the way, on the mound for Central Catholic will be number 16, Matt Palazzo. And not in the lineup hitting, but in the lineup defensively out there in center field will be Matt Clark. As for the Oakdale Mustangs, on the mound for them is going to be Eddie Machado. He is the ace of the squad, the senior leader. Nick Ippolito, I'll do their lineups as soon as we start their half of the inning, but I'll do that in between the break and the bottom, and the top and the first and the second. Top and the bottom half of the first.
Sounds good. Central Catholic then will bat first. They're in the blue uniforms with the white pants and the gold trim. Oakdale in the whites with the red trim. So it's Matt Clark, the junior center fielder for Central Catholic. A right-handed bat. Take ball one from the Oakdale starter, Eddie Machado.
And even though the Central Catholic Raiders' main colors are navy and Vegas gold, they're wearing navy batting helmets with silver on the top.
1-1 delivery is fouled off right side out of play. Ball and 2 strikes. And Matt Clark leads things off. He'll be followed by Jonathan Weathered and Blake Escobar. Curveball swung on, chop to second. Good play made, fires across in time for the first out. Boy, we saw some tremendous defensive play in the Capital Christian game in the Division V Championship, and that's a great way to start for Oakdale as Colt Partial makes a fine play there at second base.
Yeah, it was a slow chopper over towards second base. Colt Partial had to race up and get it to try to throw out the speedy Matt Clark. He ran up and made the throw barehanded real quick and fired a dart right at first to get him out.
Here's a sophomore, Jonathan Weathered, at the bat for the Raiders. Weathered, a sophomore, playing shortstop this evening. Outfield will shade towards left. Some adjustment going on here in the outfield. Big gap between straightaway center and right center field. So Weathered, sophomore, batting .440 on the year and limited at bats, 11 of 25 on the year. A couple of doubles. Weathered swings through that one. Got a piece. Count goes to 1-2.
The Central Catholic team having to deal with Manteca before making it here. Manteca pushing it to a 3-game series prior to this championship game for the Division IV Sac-Joaquin section.
1-2 delivery on its way from Machado. That's swung inside. That might have clipped the heel or instep of Weathered's leg. So he'll walk that one off.
And that's a truly painful at bat because not only do you get injured, but you also give your team a strike at that point, something that you really don't want to do, as he chased after that
anytime a
curveball.
Anytime a ball is fouled off the bat and then off the inside portion of the lower leg, certainly going to hurt.
And right now, Mike Glines just checking to see if he's okay to get back in the box. Usually in baseball, well, really all sports, it's one of them things where the coach says, all right, are you sure you're okay? Then let's go.
Weathered, just a sophomore. Got a couple of young players on this team. Chandler Bankston playing first base as a sophomore. Bradley Nightingale, also a sophomore, playing at second. So 3/4 of their infield underclassmen. 1-2 delivery on its way then, and that's going to be low for ball 2.
Remember, Mike Gleim was talking about how young his team is and how, you know, for them there's not really too much pressure. They just go out there, they're loose, they have fun. As he put it, they're too young and dumb to know better.
Middle infield shadily black towards the grass. The pitch is fouled off into the screen right side. So the count remains at 2-2.
And right now, that's like 2 pitches that would have easily been called balls, even though there has been some inconsistent calls in the first 2 games, balls and strike-wise. But had Weatherhead not swung at 2 of those pitches, the one where he hit himself and then this last one where he fouled it off, who knows? He could be standing at first with a free pass.
That pitch is swung on and clubbed to right, but underneath it for Oakdale will be Nick Danning for the second out of the inning. It's 2 down here in the top of the first. And here is Blake Escobar batting third and playing third base here for the Raiders this evening. Sun finally made an appearance here briefly before the cloud cover rolled back in. Wind blowing out to center field. 325 down the foul lines, 378 straight away center field. The first delivery is a curveball away. 1 ball, no strikes. Left-handed batting Escobar here at the bat. Escobar batting .290 on the year, 20 hits and 69 at-bats. The delivery swung on and hit to left field. Underneath it is Christian Acosta, and that's 3 quick outs for Oakdale here in the top of the first. Middle of the first inning then, no score between Central Catholic and Oakdale.
All right, thank you, Stephen. And really quickly, folks, I'm going to give you guys the Oakdale lineup as the Oakdale Mustangs come into tonight's game with a 22-9 overall record. They were the champs of the Valley Oak League. And it's going to be Nick Ippolito, the shortstop, leading things off. Batting second will be the center fielder, Tanner Morgan. Batting third will be Erickson Dickens. He'll be playing first base. In the cleanup spot is the pitcher, Eddie Machado. Batting fifth will be Nick Garza. He'll be behind the dish, catching all the balls and strikes for Machado. Batting sixth is Bryce Dierda, the designated hitter, and somebody thought he was going to be on the mound for tonight's game, but Coach Hondo, in his last game, going with the senior on the mound. Cole Parshall, the starting second baseman, he'll bat seventh. Batting eighth will be the third baseman, Sean Harity. And at the bottom of the lineup, batting ninth, will be the left fielder, Christian Acosta.
Defensive alignment then for Central Catholic. Van Diepen out in left field, Clark in center field, and Westrope in right. Escobar's at third base, Weatherhead at short, Nightingale at second, Bankston at first, Eurisha and Palazzo. Matt Palazzo, the starting pitcher for Central Catholic, on the mound tonight.
12 pitches for Eddie Machado in that first inning. 3 up, 3 down. Very efficient. We'll see if Oakdale can keep up that pace.
Fine season for Palazzo, wearing number 16. This is his 14th appearance of the season. He's 6-1 with a 1.55 ERA. 2 complete games, a couple saves, 54.1 innings pitched, 99 strikeouts, just 17 walks. So Palazzo throws strikes, and he certainly throws them early in the count. We'll have to deal with Ippolito, Morgans, and Dickens here in the bottom of the first for Oakdale. Once again, wearing the white uniforms with the red shirts and the red batting helmets. Oakdale have won 5 of the last 6 Division IV championship games in 2007, 2008, 2010, 11, and 12. Looking for their 4th consecutive championship here at Zupo Field tonight. Matt Palazzo, the righty, first delivery's on its way, and it's in there for a strike to Ippolito.
Oh, and 1 the count.
Yeah. Ippolito batting .308 on the year. 28 of 91. Delivery's chopped to second. Tough hop, fielded cleanly. Fires across in first in time. Nice play by Nightingale over there at second base. A lot of action on this infield, as we've seen today. These balls that chop through the infield certainly get a lot of bounce.
Yeah, it's some old grass, just an old stadium.
Yeah,
Opened back in 1924. Used to be a host stadium for the Lodi Crushers, which were a baseball team out here.
California League, right?
Yeah. Used to be part of the Angels organization.
That's Morgan showing bunt there and sending that out of play to the left side. A lot of foul ground here behind the plate, especially to both sides. Dugouts both beneath the ground, if you like. A lot of foul ground, probably about 30 feet or so behind the catcher. Foul ground narrows down each line. It's a good pitch upstairs from Palazzo. Quickly with 2 strikes now on Morgan. Tanner Morgan then, the junior center fielder, left-handed stick. The 0-2 is in there. Strike 3 upstairs. Boy, Palazzo bringing the gas.
Yeah, Palazzo really doing a great job of staying consistent with the fastball, putting it up high, not derailing from his plan on the mound. And each time, Tanner Morgan whiffing through cheese after cheese after cheese. A 3-pitch strikeout for Tanner Morgan.
Just his 10th strikeout on the season there for Morgan. And that brings up Dickens. Here's Erickson Dickens then, playing first base. Looks at the fastball outside for ball 1.
And as for Oakdale's uniforms, they are in the white pants, white tops. The tops are sleeveless, letting the red sleeves hang out. We've now seen those kind of jerseys in all 3 of our games so far today.
Good recovery pitch there, the slider from Palazzo. As Dickens swings through that one. Fine season for the senior, batting .483, 42 hits and 87 at bats, 29 RBIs, 12 doubles. He's got some pop as well. He's hit the ball out 5 times this year. That one's fouled back to the screen, 1-2 the count.
As for on the front of the jerseys, it reads Mustangs in capitalized font. Below and to the left on the jersey are the numbers in red outlined in gold.
Dickens is going to trot down the third base line here for a quick word with his third base coach. Dickens providing most if not all of the pop for this Mustangs team. They've hit 6 home runs on the year. He's responsible for 5 of them. Also got some speed as well, with 12 doubles and a triple as well.
Yeah, Dickens really kind of the offensive leader of this ball club.
Well, he likes putting the ball in play. He's only walked 8 times and only struck out 7 times, so.
He's a tall batter, too.
Yeah.
He has a big strike zone.
Palazzo gets the call he likes. The 1-2 with 2 outs is on its way. And swung on a miss. Great opening from Matt Palazzo. 3 up, 3 down for both teams. 1 complete here at Zupo Field in Lodi. It's Oakdale 0, Central Catholic 0.
All right, thanks, Steve. Folks, do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you are enjoying here tonight? Then tell your school to sign up for the Play On Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
He is Michael Smith. My name's Stephen Davies. Thanks for joining us here on Memorial Day. And we'd like to send a special thank you to the men and women that make our ability to watch the national pastime here on Memorial Day a reality for us. So we certainly want to say thanks to all of them. I'd also like to say thanks to our production crew, Brian Hassler behind the controls, Vincent Huegas providing our video coverage here from Zupo Field here in Lodi. The final game of our triple header here. And we've seen a lot today. We've seen home runs. We've seen sparkling defense. We've seen some solid pitching as well. And the way this game is going so far, Michael, we might be in for a pitching duel here tonight.
Well, remember, head coach Mike Glide said he was pretty confident in his guy on the mound today, that being Palazzo. And Palazzo definitely impressive in that first frame there, picking up 2 strikeout swingings, really using that fastball to his advantage there with both Tanner Morgan and Erickson Dickens going down swinging. Only 9 pitches for Palazzo in that bottom half of the first against Oakdale.
Machado also impressive as well in that first inning of work. Top of the second then. And this will be Westrope swinging at the first pitch. Gave that a ride, but underneath it to make a play in left field is Christian Acosta, and quickly one out here at the top of the second inning.
And yeah, you're right. You talk about Machado and what he did in the first inning, only throwing 12 pitches, 3 up, 3 down. No strikeouts yet, but maybe that's not his game. He's just a fly ball pitcher. At least that's what he's shown in his last 3 batters. And it doesn't matter. As long as you keep that ball in the park and you have the defense to back you up, you're good.
Shift in the outfield as Van Diepen swings at the first pitch. Long run in here for the right fielder, and they let it go. Well, the second baseman, Cole Partial, made a long run indeed out there into shallow right field, and perhaps distracting the right fielder, Denning there. The ball drops in between the second baseman and the right fielder for a base hit. And Van Diepen swinging at the first pitch is on base, Michael.
Yeah, Van Diepen getting on, luckily by the over pursuit from the second baseman, Colt Partial.
I think that carried just a little bit further than he was expecting.
Yeah, I think so. I think maybe Nick Denning. Well, either way, it was going to be hard for both Partial and Denning. They both had to make quite a bit of a run to go track that ball down.
Here is Chandler Bankston, then the 6th batter in this Raider order. Already down a strike. There's a curveball that misses from Machado. Adjust the cap here. Working from the third base side, the left-hander. With a 1-1 count here. Van Diepen takes a lead over first. They'll shorten him up. Floodlights beginning to take effect here. Once been a unseasonably cool and overcast day out here in Lodi. The sun, as we mentioned, came out for about 10 minutes. Clouds have since returned. Has a good pitch over the plate for a strike. So the count goes to 1-2 here on Chandler Bankston.
And even though it's not a dark sky at the moment, you can still see the blue in the sky, a little bit of sun, some clouds overcast. The lights are now fully turned on here.
Yeah. Hard to believe it. The drizzling here during the first game this afternoon between Bradshaw Christian and Mariposa.
And really the only fans that would seem to get affected by it are the ones at the edges of the behind the plate grandstands or the fans sitting in the third base side.
Ball chopped that to the pitcher, but Machado has it, and he fires across to first base in time for the second out of the inning. So the runner advances.
Everything else is pretty much covered here via the overhang.
Right. Great attendance here for all 3 games, especially from the Escalon fans in the prior game. Now many Oakdale fans have also made the trek out here to Lodi to cheer on the Mustangs. So 2 outs then, runner on second base for Central Catholic. They already have a hit thanks to Van Diepen. We'll see now if Eurisha, Andrew Eurisha, the catcher, can get on base. Eurisha, just a freshman, as you mentioned. Coach Glines certainly not afraid to put the young men here on the big stage. The freshman an opportunity here with a runner in scoring position to put the Raiders on the board.
He's done pretty well this season for being a freshman, batting .329, 25 hits. He's driven in 23. And this guy could be something really amazing by the time he's a senior.
Well, I mean, that's exactly right. I mean, you're playing on the varsity, as a freshman. Measurable experience garnered here by the young man. Count a ball here with 2 outs. Runner on second base, Van Diepen. No score here, top of the second. Raiders threatening. Here's the curveball. It's inside. 2 balls and no strikes.
The outfield playing rather deep.
Yeah.
Right now on Eurisha.
Shaded towards right field. Eurisha takes a strike over the inside portion of the plate. We've seen a lot of shifting from the outfield already in this game so far. Left field is straight away. Right field is about 15 feet or so to right center. And the right fielder straight away. Infield playing back towards the dirt. Deliveries inside. Wow, he's finding that inside corner right now. Machado. And the count goes to 2-2. 2 outs in the inning.
Yeah, and Urisha even looked back at the umpire and gave him like a really look on his face. No conversation, just the look.
Here's the freshman then. Batting .329 on the year. 2-2 count. Here's the delivery. That's inside. Machado not afraid to go inside with his pitches, and I'm going to give the freshman some credit there. Leave off that one. The count goes full then with 2 outs. The runner on second is Van Diepen here for the Raiders.
First time Machado's gotten himself into a full count today.
Indeed. Here's the delivery. And that is inside. Almost hit him. Van Diepen heads up play. Advances to third. Now, did they say that they hit him? They did. So Van Diepen doesn't advance to third. So he'll stay on second base. So they said that Urisha was hit there with that inside delivery. Machado continued to work the inside portion of the plate that time.
Yeah, Machado in general was crowding the plate pretty good.
Yeah.
Just with his normal stance.
So runners on first and second now. Here's Candelario. Joseph Candelario, the DH today for Palazzo. He'll be followed by Bradley Nightingale, the 9th batter of this Central Catholic lineup. A great opportunity here for Candelario. Now fires back to second. They get the tag. Almost. Nice turn and throw by Machado. Great play there by Nick Ippolito over at short, but kind of got turned around a little bit there, Michael, and couldn't apply the tag in time.
Yeah, well, he had to race all the way over from short to get there, and the throw was just a little bit behind him.
Game of cat and mouse being played over there at second base. Machado's delivery, and Garza quick on his feet there to throw down to first.
Yeah, he got the strike, and then Garza popped up right away. Didn't make a throw.
1-1 count, 2 on then for Central Catholic. No score in this game. Delivery is swung on a miss. Good pitch from Machado. Perhaps took a little something off that one.
Yeah, Machado with a hard bite to that one. That would look like either a sinker or a really good changeup.
Yeah. 1-2 then. To Candelario. Here's the delivery. Curveball swung on, and they got a piece of it, and they tag him out as he runs down the first base line. Machado responds well then with 2 runners on. And Candelario there to end the inning through 1.5. Oakdale 0, Central Catholic 0. Play on Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information as well as links to great highlights. Please follow us at Play on Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action you see every week from your destination for high school sports. PlayOnSports.com.
All right, thank you, Stephen.
Of course. Well, you're busy totaling up all the scores anyway.
Yeah, and 16 pitches thrown in that half inning by Machado gives him a total of 28 at the moment.
Did well to respond there at the end of the inning, especially after he hits Urisha to put 2 runners on there with 2 outs, but able to get Candelario to end the inning. And now we'll get our second look at Matt Palazzo. 2 strikeouts, I believe, to end that bottom of the first inning.
Strikeout and a ground out.
Strikeout and ground out, okay.
But he was involved on the ground out as Bankston hit it right back to him.
Right.
And he made the throw. And something I noticed when Central Catholic was at the plate with their uniforms there, and I'm noticing it now as well when they kind of stretch their jerseys up, is on the front it says Central Catholic in it going across in cursive, or I'm sorry, it says Raiders going across in cursive, and then there's the below it is like a line from the S, and that says Central Catholic. And then below that are red numbers outlined in white. And I don't know if that's just for today, for Memorial Day, or if it's always like that, even though red not one of their colors in their color scheme. It's just interesting to note. You'll see it
Yeah, I
when
see
they
it now.
stretch up.
Only Michael Smith would spot that sort of detail. So ever the well, he's got a great eye for uniform detail.
Yeah, I mean,
put it
they
that
look
way.
good. You know, they got the blue hats with the Vegas gold bill.
Yeah, it's a clean look.
And I just like that red and white. Like I said, if it's for Memorial Day, good touch. If that's part of their regular uniform, still a good touch.
Sure. Ball 1 then to Eddie Machado. 4th, 5th, and 6th batters. Machado, Garza, Dieta for Oakdale here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Still no score between these two teams. Machado takes a strike over the inside portion of the plate. The count evens at a ball and a strike.
As for Machado, we were talking about it before the game, Steven, and how he's a dual athlete. You can see many of his great plays in football on playonsports.com.
Yeah, we were just watching that during the break in the action. That's ball 2 outside.
As he had a couple of interceptions in some key playoff games this year. First in the Sac-Joaquin section title game against Vista Del Lago, and then in the NorCal regional game to earn a trip to state against Clayton Valley.
Yeah. Tough Clayton Valley team, to be sure. 2-1 delivery then is swung on. Chop weakly towards short. Tough play, though. Coming across in time. Did they get him? They did. Even despite the head first slide from Machado. Nice play there, although it drew the first baseman off the bag. They were just able to get the throw across in time.
Well, he knuckled up on that one.
Yeah.
It was a pitch inside that he couldn't lay off. He fisted it. Slow tapper over towards second base, and then he tried to slide into first and was almost successful doing so. With his outstretched fingertips, just trying to get there in time.
Here's Nick Garza, right-handed bat. Looks to strike one at the knees. Palazzo, quick worker here. From the first base side. Righty delivers. That's fouled off to the left side. Quickly 2 strikes here on Garza. .344 batting average for Garza on the year so far. He's got 21 hits in 61 bats, couple doubles, triple. 15 RBIs on the year. Wowzer waiting for the right signal. The 0-2 is on its way. Catcher sets up outside, and he gets it over the outside corner. Great pitch. Perfect location there from Palazzo. And Garza's down on strikes.
For the first time tonight, Palazzo records a strikeout looking as Garza watched it whiz by on the outside part of the plate. Another fastball, and that seems to be his bread and butter pitch here early in this game, Steven. He's really garnering a lot of momentum and grit on that fastball.
Gets away from Euretia, but that will count as a ball. And he was perfectly set up for that strike 3 pitch, right on the outside corner. Pinpoint location from Palazzo. 2 outs now in the inning. And that's ball 1 to Bryce Dieta. Dieta right-hand stick. Takes a strike on the outside corner. Palazzo certainly getting that outside call here at the moment.
He's getting whatever he likes right there on the mound, whether it be that outside pitch or the high fastball that these Oakdale Mustang players haven't been able to lay off quite yet.
Dieta does well to get down and prevent that one from getting past. 2 balls and a strike. Colt Partial, the 7th batter in the Mustang order, will bat next. The 2-1 is on its way. That's going to be low for ball 3. So Palazzo here will adjust the uniform. Become set for the next delivery. 3-1 count then to Bryce Dieta. Here's the delivery, and that's going to be ball 4. So he walked him on 5 pitches. And Oakdale have a runner on here with 2 outs. And Cole Partial, the junior, second baseman, at the plate.
And pitching was the story coming into this game, and it sure has showed through these first couple of innings.
Indeed.
With Palazzo and Machado both looking very confident and ready for this situation tonight.
Outfield playing shallow, shaded away from center field. Second baseman back towards the dirt. Big gap in left center field if Partial is able to hit it over the shortstop here. Ball, no strikes to count. Palazzo's delivery's outside for ball 2. Maybe just getting just a little wild here.
And you hope he doesn't get too wild, as Palazzo has been the team's most consistent pitcher, but his last outing he allowed 5 runs on 7 hits over 5 innings in a 13-6 loss to Manteca last Tuesday night.
Off goes the runner down to second base, throws too high, and Dieter gets in underneath the tag and steals second base. So great throw down from Euretia, but just a little bit too high for the second baseman, Nightingale. Dieter gets in underneath the tag. So now, all of a sudden, the Mustangs have a runner in scoring position and a 2-ball, 1-strike count here with 2 outs. The delivery from Palazzo is fouled off right side. Count evens to 2-2.
And for Dierda, not counting the playoffs, just in the regular season, he had 5 stolen bases. I don't have his playoff stats, but Dierda showing his speed there. We'll see if he can advance as he's in scoring position on a 2-2 count.
2-2 delivery. Here it is. That is fouled off left side. So Partial remains alive here.
Dierda having an impact on this game. Like I said, some people speculated that he might pitch tonight after Eddie Machado threw 12 straight scoreless innings in the playoffs leading up to this game.
He fakes to go to third, and that's a great strike 3 pitch there from Palazzo. He gets Partial swinging. Little to choose between these two teams through 2 innings complete here at Zupo Field in Lodi. It's Oakdale 0, Central Catholic 0. We will now turn it over to the one they call Mike on the Mic, 209's favorite stadium roving PA guy. I think that's your title, right? Here he is anyway. It's Mr. Michael Smith to take it through innings 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah, and thank you so much. A lot of people know me as Mike on the Mic. For those that go to Modesto Nuts games, they see me giving out prizes, running around like a crazy man, having the most fun.
Wearing the Fly Modesto Nuts uniform.
Wearing the Modesto Nuts uniform with the big Mike on the Mic on the back. Even the shoes say Mike on the Mic.
They do. I can't believe that, but they do.
Even the shoes. And Central Catholic, right by the Modesto Nuts ballpark. It's about a couple exits away. Get off on Briggsmore, but you go west. I first noticed that when last year for something for Modesto Nuts, they were building they got together with Habitat for Humanity and were building houses for a couple fans. And the houses that they built for these people were right by Central Catholic's high school. And so now here we are in the 3rd inning with the bottom 2 batters and then the top of the order in this Central Catholic lineup. First pitch swinging is Sean Harity. And Harity places it over on the ground towards second base. Now, that's a different number than what we were used to seeing Harity having.
Well, back to the top of the order with Matt Clark. That was Nightingale that was batting just then for
there we
Central
go.
Catholic.
I was looking at the wrong one. So there we go. Nightingale keeping me on my toes. I like that. Nightingale was the batter in first pitch swinging ground ball over towards second base. And we are back to the top of the order in Matt Clark. Sorry, I was looking at Oakdale's lineup there as I still had it from when I was tallying up the pitches from Palazzo. Matt Clark reaching out on one and going to right field. Fly ball caught by Nick Denning for out number 2.
The Raiders don't waste a lot of time taking pitches here, do they? I mean, it's not the first time today that we've seen him swing at the first pitch. Weatherred swung, let's see, we had Westrow fly out to left in the first pitch of the second inning.
And Weatherred not swinging at the first pitch. He's doing quite the contrary. Waits on a first pitch, 1-0 the count. This one chopped over towards third, and it's going to get through for a base hit into left field. Jonathan Weatherhead making good contact on that inside fastball from Machado. And he gave it a good little shot out there.
He did indeed. He hit the third baseman and the shortstop both sprawling for the ball in the dirt, but unable to reel it in. And the Raiders have a base runner again now with 2 outs.
That's their second hit of the game. First pitch swinging for Blake Escobar is a one-stop chop over towards second base. Fielding it is Colt Partial, who throws on to Dickens for out number 3.
And he's had they've dialed up his number a couple times so far today. Have Oakdale and Partial now with 3 putouts so far. And looks confident over there at second base.
Yeah, actually, yeah, Partial with 3 assists.
3 assists, sorry.
And the putouts, of course, going to Erickson Dickens at first. But yeah, he's been getting a lot of action over there at second base. And if Machado can just keep it up, I mean, Machado so far, no strikeouts, but you don't need to be a strikeout pitcher in order to be successful. You could still be successful by getting the ground ball out, the fly ball out. And that's how Machado's doing it. He's relying on his defense, and they're coming through for him in these early innings of this Division IV Sac-Joaquin Section Championship for baseball here at Tony Zupo Field in Lodi.
That brings us a nice segue to our next advertisement. It is, unfortunately and sadly, the last event of the year here in the Sac-Joaquin section, but never fear, you can relive all the great games we covered in the 2012-2013 season by going to our on-demand page. You can go to that, watch the Oakdale Clayton Valley game again if you wish. So catch all the great highlights from this high school sports season right here on your destination for high school sports in the Sac-Joaquin section, playonsports.com.
All right, thank you, Stephen. Now I can say that it's going to be the bottom 2 batters in the lineup with Harity and Acosta, and then Ippolito back at the top as Oakdale is at the plate. Harity, a right-handed batter, playing at third base today for Oakdale. And Harity hitting the first pitch straight back into the chain link fence above the backstop. 0-1 the count.
I think the Mustangs would like to get Palazzo to throw a similar number of pitches as he threw in that second inning, making him work a little bit. But he did respond well, and that's a good example there with the curveball in for a strike.
Harity contorting his body as if to show that the ball was coming in on him, but the home plate umpire giving the inside strike to Palazzo, the pitcher. And so now it's a 0-2 count to Harity. And Harity gets a hold of that pitch and pops it way foul and out of play. And so we'll get set to do the 0-2 tango all over again.
0-2 tango.
As for Harity, not great numbers at the plate, only batting .239 on the season. But he has been there when Oakdale has needed him to be. And he's making this at bat last. He is hanging in there. He's pulling off a better I Will Survive imitation than Gloria Gaynor.
He just want to make Palazzo throw pitches, though. There he goes.
And he finally swings and misses at the off-speed delivery there from Palazzo for strike 3.
He's already got 5 strikeouts now.
And yeah, Palazzo has been very effective. 3 of those strikeouts have come in 3 pitches, or 2 pitches, 2 of those strikeouts have come in just 3 pitches. And Christian Acosta, another right-handed batter for Oakdale, comes up and shows bunt at the first pitch he sees from Palazzo. Then draws his bat back as he realized that pitch was going to be outside of the zone. 1-0 the count. And now the umpire calling time is Christian Acosta asked for it. Looking over it, the man they know is Hondo. Head coach Hondo Arpoca, who
hit his helmet,
is going to be retiring after tonight's game. And yeah, you're right, Christian Acosta, second pitch coming from Palazzo, drills Acosta in the helmet, in the batting helmet.
You can hear the crack from here.
Yeah, the
Acosta
ball
falls over the crowd here, but Acosta just ran straight down the line.
Yeah, as if it didn't even faze him. Ball deflected straight back towards us. Of course, the chain link fence protecting us from any foul balls hit our way. And so now a man on first after the hit by pitch, and it's back to the top of the order and Nick Ippolito.
Luckily, it grazed more the top of the helmet than
Right.
the side. Acosta quickly back to the back there.
The side of the temple's where you got to worry about.
Right.
Not too much protective cushioning on the sides. And right now, Acosta has a big lead over on first. He'll stay put. Hard hit ground ball towards third. They had a chance for two outs. They get the out at second. They cannot get the out at first. As
off he goes to second, but you say it's a foul ball.
As Blake Escobar tried to start the double play. Ball hit his way over at third. And he threw to Weatherred, who was at second base for the first out. And then Weatherred tried to fire one over to Benston. And Benston could not quite haul in the high throw from Weatherred. The ball sailed over Bankston's head, and that's what allowed Nick Ippolito, who got to first, advance to second. First error in the ball game. As Tanner Morgan, a left-handed batter, now steps into the dish and takes a first pitch called outside for a ball, 1-0 to count.
It's always going to be a tough ask, though, when sharply hit ball like that to turn a double play. They did make a good effort at it, but they do end up getting second base out of it. 2 outs.
And Morgan skies that one straight back and foul. 1-1 to count. So with 2 outs and a runner on second, Tanner Morgan trying to make the 2-out rally happen for his Oakdale Mustangs. And Morgan gets drilled in the elbow. And so Palazzo getting a little hit happy now here on these Oakdale Mustang batters.
Yeah, it's a little troublesome there perhaps for the rated starting pitch, and now he's hit
and that's
2 batters in the last 3 at-bats.
That's going to bring head coach Mike Glines out to have a talk with his starting pitcher. The whole infield is going to be a part of this conference.
Well, especially now with Dickens at the bat. You know, a guy that obviously can do damage. You want to make sure everyone's on the same page here.
And Glines looking back at the home plate umpire saying, just give me that time.
Despite the fact that Palazzo's had 5 Ks on the day so far.
And I'm not going to lie, from my vantage point, it did look like Morgan slightly leaned into that pitch to take one for the team, if you will. Whatever the case, he was hit quite hard in the elbow, and he is over at first now. So 2 on with 2 outs for Erickson Dickens, who struck out to end things in the bottom half of the first.
It's a great first pitch strike there from Palazzo, the slider inside.
It's Ippolito on second and Morgan on first. And Palazzo takes a look at second, now throws a pitch, which is bounced in the dirt behind the catcher. Skirting over to third and second, respectively, are Ippolito and Morgan.
Looked like the pitch just went into the dirt right in front of the plate there, and Eurisha had a tough time handling that one. And as we've seen time and time again today with this foul ground behind the plate, runners can advance easily.
And this is the Palazzo that Mike Lyons was hoping would not show face here tonight.
Good pitch. Right over the outside corner.
Yeah, he battles back to get a strike. Palazzo has been brilliant through the first 2 innings and has run into a little bit of trouble here in the third. Can he get himself out of it? All he needs is 1 more strike to get the third out. With runners on second and third, and Dickens, the right-handed batter, at the plate. Pitch coming. Hit up the middle. Past the pitcher, Palazzo. Going to scoop it up.
Got him.
Is Bradley Nightingale, and he throws on to Bankston to get the third out and get out of that jam.
Got to give credit to Nightingale there. He let the ball come to him. He knew it was going to be a bang-bang play over there at first. He waited till he had the ball in his hand and fires a laser over to first base to get the third out, despite the best head-first slide into first base that we've seen today from Erickson Dickens. 2.5 in the books and no score so far. And Palazzo did well come back once again after hitting 2 batters in the inning.
Yeah, so 3 innings complete. We are going on to inning number 4 here from Zupo Field in Lodi. Michael K. Smith, also known as Mike on the mic, alongside Stephen Davies.
All
Mr.
Davies.
Shepler. All Davies, yes, I'm sorry. Brian Hassler and Vincent Huergas here with us.
Glad to bring you a triple header of baseball action here in the Sac-Joaquin section on Memorial Day. The 3rd year in a row we've been out in the first 2 years in Sac City College and now down here at Zupo Field in Lodi. We have all 6 of the CIF Sac-Joaquin section baseball finals for you today. I haven't checked the Twitter feed yet. You on Twitter, Mike on the mic?
I can easily get on Twitter, sure.
See if we got any updates from other games all going on at the same time as us.
I shall check that. As Central Catholic about to make their at-bats here. And the first pitch to Westrop. Low for a ball, 1-0 the count. Westrop, who flew out to left field in his first at-bat. And Aiden peering in at another pitch outside of the zone. 2 balls and no strikes. And this time, Aiden Westrop gets hit. So now both pitchers getting a little loose with their control here in innings 3 and 4. As that's now 2 batters that have been hit by a pitch here from Machado. And Brevin Van Diepen will now come to the plate. And that's going to bring out a conference here for Oakdale.
We've got 1 score update in Sac-Joaquin section. It's Valley Christian over Brookside Christian of Stockton 3-2 to take the D7 title. So if we have any other scores, we'll give them to you. Of course, the other finals today, Bradshaw Christian over Mariposa in the early game 10-2. And Capital Christian in the D5, the prior game to this one, over Escalon 3-1.
Well, the only thing I have here is from Joe Davidson of the Sac B about 31 minutes ago. Update on the Del Campo Benicia game.
Yeah.
1-0 Del Campo in that one.
Yeah, and that's after 2.
So with Aiden Westrop at first, here is Brevin Van Diepen. Westrop, who was just nailed by a pitch. And at bat to go. Van Diepen's pop foul hits the roofing of the restrooms here, back behind the home plate stands, or the home side stands. 0-1 the count to Van Diepen. Beautiful breaking pitch that starts on the outside and then just drops right over the heart of the plate for strike 2. First time I've seen a 12-6 hook like that from Machado. Takes a long look at first before offering a pitch. Brevin Van Diepen making good connection with that, but it's a deep fly that goes foul. And so the count remains no balls and 2 strikes. On deck is Chandler Bankston.
Oh, great pitch.
And Machado gets Van Diepen swinging for strike 3.
It's that breaking ball once again, this time over the outside portion of the plate. And he's got, like you said, the 12-6 hook, and befuddled Van Diepen on his way back to the pine.
That's the first strikeout on the day for Machado. Machado now deals to Chandler Bankston, and that ball skirts away to the outside and makes Garza have to
quick on his feet there. He had to be.
Get up out of his stance.
Center field shaded to the left here. Huge gap in right center field here to the left-handed bat. Again, Ippolito has been solid at, or partial, excuse me, he's been solid at second base today.
And this time, it's ripped into right field by Chandler Bankston. A ground ball that gets through the gap there in between first and second. And so with nobody out, Central Catholic getting some things going right now. They have runners on first and second. It should be 1 out. That scoreboard is wrong after the strikeout.
Excellent opportunity now for Central Catholic. 2 on and 1 out. To do some damage here. It'll be up to the freshman. See if he can do it. Urisha at the bat.
And with Machado taking a long look at second, he now issues the pitch, and Urusha fast swinging there. Hits it straight back and foul.
There's his pitch there. He had a good swing in. Just missed it.
0-1 the count to Urusha. Urusha was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat in the second. That has been a theme amongst both pitchers so far here tonight in the early stages of this game. And slight hesitation from Machado on the mound. And some of these fans from Central Catholic getting the balk chants going maybe.
Yeah, it was an awkward looking turn and throw back to second base.
He stays so low and bent over in his motion, his windup. And now a pitch that misses low to Urusha. Makes the count 1 ball and 1 strike. It's Westrop on second and Bankston on first. On deck is Joseph Candelario. Machado with that high leg kick and pours a fastball in on the inside part of the plate to Urusha. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Great delivery there. Just finding the inside corner of the plate.
Urusha really looking in at his catcher Garza. Garza sets up on the outside part of the plate. And now the pitch from Machado. Breaking ball inside. That misses. Evening the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Pitch got away from there. Just overthrew it slightly. He's working from the third base side of the rubber here, the left-handed.
A sea of red jackets amongst us here in the stands. The 2-2 offering from Machado was once again that hook. It started off high, and before it could fully drop into the strike zone, Urusha took a hack at it. And it hit off the backstop to make the count stay put at 2-2. Home plate umpire having to readjust his face mask. And now the runners will take a lead on first and second base. Machado looks back at second. Now throws a pitch to Urrutia, which is rung up for a called strike three looking. Urrutia shocked at the strike three call there.
Well, the umpire has been giving him that inside portion of the plate so far, and Machado went right back to it. Got to give him credit for challenging the hitter there, and I don't think Urrutia can have any complaints.
And here comes Candelario, the designated hitter. First pitch from Machado is that beautiful curveball. And that great deception on it.
Yeah, that strikeout now to get 2 outs in the inning is certainly giving Machado a boost of confidence here. Love to get out the inning.
Can Machado strike out the side? 0-1 offering is slice foul in amongst the fans there. The ball crept over the part where the high fence behind home plate cuts off and dips into a lower fence above the home side dugout. And that ball just was a screamer right into the fans. It sure woke up everyone that might have been dozing off. The 0-2 offering high. Fastball that missed there. And so now it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Yeah, that man that's just standing up in his gold or tan jacket there up against the wall in the home stands, he better watch out. The 1-2 offering now from Machado. Strike three called, and Machado knew it as soon as he threw it. He started jogging off the mound as Candelario sits there patiently looking at strike three as if it was going to continue to dip lower for a ball, but it never did. And so Machado does strike out the side between a hit by pitch and a single. He gets the job done, and this game is still scoreless going into the bottom half of the 4th inning.
We were talking about the confidence boost that Machado received after striking out the batter to get 2 outs in the inning, and then to finish him off with a curveball and get out of the inning as Central Catholic leave 2 runners on. You can imagine right now that Machado just wants to get right back out on the hill and continue his work. A fine performance so far from the senior.
And for Machado, that's the most pitches he has thrown in an inning, as he threw 20 pitches that inning.
Is it 54?
54 pitches now on the day for Machado. All 3 outs via the strikeout.
And if you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game that you're enjoying here this evening, then please tell your school to sign up for the Play on Sports school broadcast program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities like graduation, especially this time of year.
Yeah.
Or activities like that on the web. So for more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP. And if you go to playonsports.com/SBP, you can see a list of all the schools that have chosen to join us. Granite Bay, one that comes to mind out here in the Sac-Joaquin section. Teams like St. Mary's of Berkeley, Bishop O'Dowd of Oakland. These are longtime partners of ours.
Yeah, Bishop O'Dowd, I think they kind of saw our model, loved what we were doing, said we want part of that.
Yeah, they've been in since the beginning, so definitely all you Dragons fans out there can tune into.
Makes me jealous. I wish they had that kind of program around when I was in high school. I would have loved to get an early start on my budding broadcasting career.
Yeah. No, you're right, man. I mean, they didn't have anything like that when we were in high school. So.
We had one thing, and that was a video production class. We used to have this weekly news segment called The Main Source. I was a host of it. Me and this girl, Lindsay Pavo. First batter at the plate for Oakdale here in the bottom half of the 4th is the pitcher, Eddie Machado, who grounded out to second in his first at-bat. Inside pitch ran in on him. He swung anyway. And so he fisted it over to second. Tried sliding into first and was nearly safe.
Oakdale still looking for their first hit. Is that correct?
Still looking for their first hit of the game. That is correct.
Both pitches are pitching lights out the moment, but it's Palazzo with those two batters hit in the previous inning that makes you feel slightly shaky still.
Well, like I said, I mean, his counterpart has hit 2, talking about the guy Palazzo on the mound right now, as well as he's added another regular walk to that. So runners have reached. It's not like Palazzo's throwing a perfect game, but right now he has done a good job of keeping everything within him. 3 balls and 1 strike to Machado. On deck is Nick Garza.
Cool.
And Machado waving at an outside fastball there. He was way ahead of it, swinging and missing for strike 2.
Like how Palazzo went inside for strike 1, then goes back to the outside of the plate for strike 2. Full count now. And
that's what I always used to do when I was playing like triple play or something like that for the PS3. I'd always go inside then outside.
The fastball is low. Ball 4. Well, you figured he was going to throw the fastball there and try and get it in around the knees, which is exactly what he tried to do. But unfortunately for Palazzo, that is now his second walk. He's got 4 total. 2 of those were batters that he
hit by pitch.
Yeah.
So Machado is on first for his battery mate, Nick Garza.
You get the feeling at some point that one of these teams, with all the runners they've had on base, are going to score, but you get the feeling this will be a low-scoring encounter.
Yeah, this one looks like it's going to come down to an end, or to the end, and that end being which pitcher's going to wear out first.
Sure. If you're playing in here at the corners, third base.
Garza showing bunt all the way, and he does make connection on the first pitch from Palazzo, and the ball trickles foul over by the Oakdale dugout. 0-1 the count. And Palazzo's going to check back over on first with Machado. As mentioned, this is going to be the last game coached by Hondo Arpoca. He's in his 20th season, and he felt like 20 years was a perfect number to finish up his coaching career. Machado's going to take off towards second on a pitch that missed outside of the zone, or actually, no, it's going to be called a strike. But it is a stolen base for Garza. I'm sorry, for Machado.
That's his 5th of the year.
Like I said, we saw those wheels on display in the interceptions he had. He's also a quarterback for Oakdale this year. And when my good friend Brian Vanderbeek, who writes for Modesto B, asked him what was tougher, playing for the state game in football or pitching a no-hitter, which he did this year, as a hard ball ground over towards third. Garza is out at first, going to third, and getting there safely is Machado. With only 1 out, this is the best opportunity brewing now for the Oakdale Mustangs.
Best opportunity for either team so far, and heads up base running there from Machado. He saw that it was going to be a tough play to make over there at third. They just about got the runner, and then the relay back across the diamond to third, not in time. And Machado head first slide into the bag. Hopefully the outside portion of the bag was able to get underneath the tag.
And this is what he had to say about it, about being a defensive back and then pitching a no-hitter. He said, quote, "I would say it's facing the receiver. That's tougher because that's a physical thing, and pitching the no-hitter was more mental." Pitched a no-hitter this year in the playoffs against Consumnes Oaks in a 3-0 win. An elimination game in Division IV. And it was right here at Zupo Field when Machado pitched that no-hitter.
Plaza's got to dig deep now. Runner on third. Just putting the ball in play here would score the runner.
Dierda, who walked in his first plate appearance. And Dierda gets underneath this fastball. A very shallow pop fly that doesn't leave the infield grass.
Well, it's just what he wanted. I mean, he couldn't have asked for a better outcome from that at bat. Dierda getting underneath that one. Doesn't even leave the infield, as Michael said. And now with 2 outs. And partial at the bat. And Palazzo get out of the inning once again.
The pop-up caught by Weatherhead, the shortstop. And here is Partial with a chance to help the Mustangs strike first in what has been a very tightly contested Sac-Joaquin Section Division IV championship game. Palazzo pours in the first pitch perfectly for a strike right down the heart of the plate. 0-1 the count. Partial requesting time, and the home plate umpire will grant him that time as he will sprint over towards third base to talk things over with head coach Hondo Arpoca. Eddie Machado also getting in on that chat, standing away from third base.
Coach Glines also out to the mound to chat with Palazzo here. Crucial juncture again in this game.
But talking more about the no-hitter that was pitched here at this ballpark, it came down to 2 base runners both reaching via walk on 3-2 counts. And when Johnny Savage tore into a high fastball and drilled it deep to straightaway left field, Machado was afraid that it was going to be way deep for a home run, but Christian Acosta sprinted back to the fence, took 2 quick steps back towards the plate, and made the catch in straightaway left. The conferences have subsided, and Partial hits a comebacker right to Palazzo, who throws on over to Bankston. And so once again, Palazzo getting out of the jam, as with 1 out, Machado was stranded on third and never made it home.
And I think Oakdale would have liked to have done a lot better with those final 2 at-bats. A shallow pop out to short and then a weak comeback into the mound. Real opportunity there, especially after Machado stole second base. But we are going to the top of the 5th inning now. Central Catholic have had base runners as well today. 3 hits so far. I think it's just going to be a matter now of whoever will score first here.
52 pitches now thrown, as consecutive 13-pitch innings now coming from Palazzo.
That's a high-pressure situation that he was just in with a runner on third and 1 out. With neither team showing much offensive firepower at the moment. So he did well to get out of the inning. Machado was dealing at the end of that 4th inning as well. As you mentioned, I'm sure he's excited to get back up on the hill.
Yeah, this has been a place that has treated him well. Who knows, maybe this is just the type of ballpark that pitchers can come in and throw no-hitters. You never know.
Yeah.
Machado's done it. And Machado steps back on the mound here to face the bottom batter in the lineup for Central Catholic, that being Bradley Nightingale. Grounded out to second in his first at-bat.
He'll be followed by Matt Clark, top of the order.
Yeah, and then Jonathan Weatherhead. And Bradley Nightingale cannot lay off that deceptive outside slider. He swings and misses for a strike, evens the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Machado plants that foot so fast. Just really a powerful plant off his right foot. And that is a called strike 2. Bradley Nightingale chasing it an outside breaking ball there and slices it foul. Back to the backstop. And so the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Machado gets Bradley Nightingale to swing through and miss at a curveball there in the dirt. A strikeout swinging there for Machado. And he has now struck out his last 3 batters, 4 of his last 5.
Yeah, he's really found another gear here as Machado.
And a fastball that just missed on the outside part of the plate for a ball. 1-0 the count. Matt Clark 0 for 2 in this game. He's grounded out to second and flew out to right. And this time Machado comes right back in with the fastball on the outside part of the plate. Beautiful location for a strike, 1-1. The plant, the pitch, and the hit is shallow. This time in the outfield, but just past the dirt. Maybe about a step outside of the dirt is all that Nick Ippolito had to make in order to make that catch on the pop-up.
Outfield shifts towards right field here. Big gap again between left and center field.
And first pitch from Machado to Weatherhead is called a strike. 0-1 the count. Weatherhead, who picked up a hit in his last at-bat in the third, a single through to left field. Never brought around the score. And this time Weatherhead lifting that one foul and out of play.
Quickly down 2 strikes. Central Catholics certainly aggressive.
The 0-2 delivery from Machado bounces in the dirt for a ball, 1-2.
Well, aggressive in the early part of the count anyway, not afraid to swing.
Talk about how Central Catholic is close to the Modesto Nuts, who picked up the win today, 9-6. Their 3rd win in a row. And a hard bouncer, grounder over towards third. Picking it up and making the throw on over to first is Sean Harity. A bouncing ground ball hit his way, and Harity makes a scoop and throws it to Dickens.
Got a change substitution there at third base. That was Miko Akpoka that was playing at third base. I just saw because he's wearing 33, so.
All right, so now
substitution then.
So Miko Arpoka is in. And I'll tell you who else is in. We're making a substitution on the broadcast.
Yeah.
It's going to be Stephen All Davies getting in for the 6th and the 7th here on PlayOnSports.com. And if this game happens to go to extras, as it looks like it might through the first 5 innings, then I'm sure we'll work out something. We'll switch either back and forth between each inning.
Well, I think you've got half an inning still.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
It's been a long day.
It's been a long day. Been a long
No, you got half
day.
an inning left. But no, you're right. I mean, the way it's going, I mean, this could easily go to extra innings. And, you know, both pitches are certainly up for this one, as we saw there. Machado in particular finish off the inning in style. But credit to Arpoka, too. I mean, he did everything he was supposed to on that play at third base. Get his feet underneath him, take a step into the throw, and fire confidently across the diamond for the 3rd out. And going back to the prior game, the Capital Christian game, the defense has been absolutely outstanding these last 2 games. All 4 teams that we've seen. And even back in the first game too, although that was more of an offensive outburst from Bradshaw Christian in the 10-2 victory over Mariposa. But Capital Christian's defense in that prior game was absolutely outstanding. Odd to see jeans and jackets here on Memorial Day. That's certainly the.
That is the outfit of choice.
Yeah.
Amongst the fans here. Bottom half of the 5th, so I do still have one more half of an inning to call before I completely turn over the reins of the play-by-play duties to my main man, Stephen Davies.
It is Nico Arpoka now at the bat. Left-handed stick for the Mustangs.
So Nico Arpoka.
Oh, Miko, excuse me, not Nico.
Has replaced Sean Harity in the lineup. Miko, son of the coach Hondo. Hondo and Miko, twin brothers. And Miko swinging and missing through a strike there. 1-2 the count, or make that 1-1 the count. And Palazzo not even close on that outside fastball.
It's one of the few times we've seen him really miss badly. He was a good 2-3 feet outside there. Nice job by Urisha there to reel that one in.
2-1 the count. And Miko shows bunt. And then draws his bat back, realizing the pitch was low and outside. And so now the count goes to 3 balls and 1 strike to Miko Arpoca. Arpoca's numbers on the season offensively, just a shade below 300. He's batting .293. This is his 48th plate appearance. And actually, once again, I'm corrected because we don't have the playoff
fully
stats.
Updated statistics.
Yeah, these are just his stats from the regular season. He had 47 plate appearances, 7 RBIs on 12 hits. A strike there from Palazzo now breaks the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Miko, a left-handed batter. Pitch on the way from Palazzo, right-handed pitcher. And it's a ground ball that eats up the third baseman, that being Blake Escobar. It took 2 good hops at Escobar, who had to make a little bit of movement over to his right side to guard the line as it was going down the third base line there.
Yeah,
and it came up and hit him right in the chest.
Exactly right. I mean, it took a couple of tough hops. He had to make that adjustment, as you said, stepping to his right, bobbled the ball, and once that happened, forget about throwing out the runner at first.
It will not be an error. It was a well-struck ball, so it will be a single for Miko Arpoca. And here is Christian Acosta at the plate.
Acosta was hit by a pitch in his prior at bat. The ball came off the crown of his batting helmet.
Yeah, scary moment here at Zupo Field. He's thrown out at second base later on in that game on a fielder's choice ground out.
See how much attention now Palazzo pays to the runner over there at first base. You can tell Urisha's certainly looking for any danger.
Urusha pops up out of his squat, and it's a bunt pop-up.
Well, it was,
and luckily, Arpoca got back just in the nick of time.
And you could see the first baseman's eyes light up there as Bankston read that one a mile off, and you could tell he was trying to look around and see how far off the bag the runner was. And had that dropped another 3 feet further forward, he might have had an opportunity to tag him out as well. That brings up Ippolito now.
And here is Ippolito.
First base. Fire across, not in time. Yeah, that ball was hit off the bat of Acosta straight to the first baseman, Bankston.
Almost got that tag down in time.
Yeah, he did. I mean, like I said, another couple feet forward towards him. He may well have.
And the pitch there from Palazzo to Ippolito, nearly drilling Ippolito in the back.
Hard slider, breaks late. Again, Urisha concerned about the runner over at first.
And so is Palazzo, as Palazzo throws a dart over to first base to check back on Arpoca. On deck is Tanner Morgan. Pitch on the way for Palazzo. Cracked foul and out of play. And so the count now at 1 ball, 1 strike, here with 1 out in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Tense moments here in the Division IV championship for the CIF Sac-Joaquin region. And Nicky Polito flies this one out to center, drifting over and making the catch is Matt Clark.
Outfielders haven't had a lot to do in this game. But that one stayed up, and Clark is about 10 steps to his right there. Makes an easy catch for the second.
Haven't had a lot to do in this game is right. That's actually the first flyout in this game.
There you go.
For the Central Catholic Raiders.
Certainly fans of pitching matchups are very much enjoying this game tonight.
Yeah. This is a pitcher's duel to the finest. Both guys have bought their guns to the battle, to the draw, if you will.
Off goes Ippolito.
Throw on the way from Urisha is a good one as Ippolito is thrown out. Urusha collected the pitch from Palazzo, popped right up, threw a missile, a seed over to second base, and the tag was laid on by Bradley Nightingale to Ippolito just before Ippolito could slide on in to second base.
Well, he didn't get the best jumps there, and we've seen Urisha's got a good throw down to second base. We saw him earlier try to throw out a run. He threw just a little bit high, but to his defense, the runner was going to beat the tag, but that time, Ippolito didn't get it, or Apoka didn't get a good jump.
Yeah.
And Urisha threw him out. And again, snuffs out the opportunity there for Oakdale in the inning.
So Morgan will come back to the plate in the bottom half of the sixth when the Oakdale Mustangs get another chance at some ABs. But for now, we're going to go into the sixth inning with a new broadcaster. And maybe that's what these two teams need to get the offense going.
Well, we'll see about that. But it's Blake Escobar that's going to lead things off here for Central Catholic in the top of the sixth inning. So the 3, 4, and 5 batters in. Escobar, Westrop, and Van Diepen here for the Raiders. No runs on 3 hits, 2 errors. Oakdale, no hits. Or no runs, no hits, no errors. Both teams have had plenty of opportunities so far. Perhaps the best opportunity coming for Oakdale with Machado on third and 1 out in the inning. But Palazzo gets a couple of outs to retire the side. And now here's Machado in the 6th inning, pitching to Escobar. Takes strike 1 on the inside. A lot of shifting again in the outfield. Center fielder now almost level with the flagpole. Oh, and that hits the helmet of Escobar. Well, both pitches now, and certainly not intentionally, have hit the batter of the opposite team in the helmet. We saw Acosta get hit for Oakdale earlier on, and now Escobar of Central Catholic also takes one in the helmet as well. So runner on first is Escobar, and here's Westrop now. Left-handed stick. Swings at the first pitch. Tough play to make it short. Fires across in first in time. The runner advances to second. There's 1 out in the inning. Tough play for Ippolito there. You see some high choppers already today. Had to wait for that one to make a bounce. Feels it just on the turf. Fires across to first in time for the out. So here's Brevin Van Diepen now, the left fielder, the senior. The 5th batter in this Raider order. And a man on second base here with 1 out. Will this be the breakthrough then Central Catholic are looking for? The delivery is inside and in the dirt, snuffed out nicely by Gaza. One ball, no strikes. Infield is playing back towards the dirt in the middle of the infield. Closing on the line on third. That pitch is swung on and drilled to center field. Playable. Making the out. Oh, not great throw in from center field there. Fine job by Tanner Morgan. Great relay to short. No chance there for Escobar to make a move from second over to third. Now Machado will throw to Chandler Bankston, 6th batter in the order then for Central Catholic. 2 outs now in the inning, a runner on second base. Things looking a lot brighter now for Oakdale after getting that second out. First pitch outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. So after hitting Escobar with a pitch, got Westrope on the fielder's choice 6-3, and then a fly ball to center for the second out. Behind in the count here. His delivery's outside in the dirt, snuffed out nicely by Garza once again. Be quick on his feet there to get underneath that one. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 outs then. A base hit here to the outfield would surely score the first run for Central Catholic. It's on the shoulders of Bankston here. Sophomore first baseman, time called right at the last second. Machado will adjust the cap and peer in for the sign. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs, no score. An enthralling Division IV final. Here's the delivery, and it's in there for a strike right over the heart of the plate. Bankston watches that one sail by, 2-1 now.
And a long lead over there at second.
Yeah, he's taken a long lead since he's been over there. The pitch is swung on, grounded to first, over the first baseman, around third. Comes a runner, he's going home. He's going to have to slide it through the hands of the catcher who blocked the plate, but he'll score anyway. Unlucky for Garza because he had an opportunity to reel that one in. A great throw in from right field, but scoring on the play is Escobar to give Central Catholic the lead.
And this whole day, Stephen, you've been talking about how tricky this infield has been on the players out here today, and this was very evident of that. It was a hard hit ground ball over towards first base, and Bankston's ground ball took a rather weird and awkward high bounce, and ducking his head is afraid that he was going to maybe get hit by the ball.
That's the thing.
Was the first baseman Erickson Dickens. Now, had he stood tall, he might have been able to go up there, glove it, and bring it down, but he ducked his head as if he was kind of afraid of what was coming his way, and the ball bounced out into the outfield. With him ducking, it went right over his head. And then you have to give Nick Denning props because he made a throw that, for the most part, was on line. It was a little high. But had Garza been able to bring that throw in, I think he would have made that tag on time.
Well, he would have because he did a fantastic job of blocking the plate, and great relay in from right field. But Coach Harpoka here has wasted no time going to Bryce Dieta. So Machado gives up the 2-out double that scores Escobar from second base. Now the hard throwing Bryce Dieta will take over on the mound. He's thrown bullets right here. Leans back and just fires. Well, perhaps this morning when we saw the game get away from the Mariposa pitcher early on, instead of leaving him in for a couple innings, they waste no time here. Going to another pitcher. It's Bryce Dieta. We'll give him a couple of opportunities to get warm here, but Central Catholic in the 6th inning have finally broken this game open. It's 1-0 Raiders over the Mustangs.
74 pitches thrown through 5 2/3 innings for Machado, giving up the 1 run on 4 hits.
You got a big bear hug from Dieta as he left the field to a fine ovation from the Mustang fans, but we still have to snuff out this threat here of the Raiders in the 6th inning. 1 run on 4 hits and 2 errors for Central Catholic, a runner on second base. And it's now up to the freshman, Andrew Eurisha, see if he can put another run on the board here for the Raiders. So Dieta, the designated hitter in the lineup, now takes over on the hill for the Mustangs. 2 outs. Here's his first delivery. That gets away from the catcher. And onto third base goes Bankston. Well, Diada looked a little wild in the warm-ups. His first pitch was in front of the catcher, and he throws so hard that despite the best efforts of Garza to block the ball, I think we had a pinch runner in while in all the action there. I think Trevor Bunch now is over at third base. He's the runner in for Bankston. Oh, great pitch. Fastball there outside, and Urisha swings right through it. So it's Bunch, the pinch runner, on third base. Advance to third on the wild pitch from Diada. The 1-1 delivery. Comes back with a fastball. Gets away from the catcher. Oh, he thought about going home for a minute there as Garza lost track of the ball, but wisely returns to third. Almost caught out in no man's land there if he'd taken a few more steps towards home plate. Nothing wrong with being aggressive here, but crucial point of this game. 2 out. Diada not exactly with the greatest of command here at the moment. Here's the 2-1. Oh, right over the outside corner. Beauty of a pitch there. Urisha just has to let that one go by. 2-2 now with 2 outs. Runner on third base. Central Catholic lead 1-0. Delivery. Checks his swing, but he's going to be out. Central Catholic get the first run of the game here in the top of the 6th inning. Through 5 1/2. It's Central Catholic 1, Oakdale 0. Don't forget to stay tuned for our PlayOnSports.com post-game show. We'll select a player of the game. That's coming up following the game on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. My name's Stephen Davies. Thanks for joining us on your Memorial Day. Hope it was a great one. Glad to be joined, as always, by Michael K. Smith, a.k.a. Mike on the mic. Brian Hassler behind the controls, and a special shout-out to Vincent Puegas, who's been here all afternoon providing the video coverage for Play on Sports. So, final broadcast of the year from the Sac-Joaquin section, and it's going to come down to the wire, I think, Michael.
Yeah, it is. That's how it's turned out to be so far, and the Central Catholic Raiders getting a little bit of help there from a inopportune duck by Dickens.
Well, seeing as we've seen the best part of 3 games here now, the infield has, for lack of a better word, a lot of bounce to it. When we've seen high choppers like that, especially the one that came up there, it really, I think the way it was angled, is that I don't think he had any choice but to, it took a hop so suddenly in front of him that I don't think he had a choice but to duck out of the way. So it was certainly chest to head height.
Yeah.
I mean, it came past so quickly, I don't think he would have had, even if he had ducked, I don't think he would have had time to put the glove up anyway.
Right. He was definitely not expecting it for the ball to take that kind of bounce. And then just so many, you know, and then Garza, I mean, nearly corralling what was a throw that was on the money, albeit a little bit high. But that throw was there, and it was there in time, too, to get out Blake Escobar. But
the other thing that we didn't really touch on is he did such a fine job of blocking the plate. Had he reeled in the ball, the runner still would have had to go around the catcher in order to get to the bag. I mean, he was a good 2-3 feet away from it. It wasn't like it happened right on top of the plate. So it's just those little things that happen here can make a difference in the game.
The little breaks you catch.
Yeah, indeed. So, bottom of the 6th then. Ippolito at the bat. It's Ippolito, Morgan, and Dickens. Or excuse me, Morgan, Dickens, Machado.
And so here's the final stat line on Machado. He went 5 2/3 innings, 74 pitches altogether, giving up 1 run on 4 hits, 4 strikeouts, no walks. He did hit 3 batters. And the team committed 2 errors while he was out on the mound.
Palazzo evens the count at 1-1 here to Tanner Morgan. Batting second in the lineup today. Morgan struck out in the first. I was hit by a pitch in the third. And he looks at ball 2 in the dirt. Certainly the part of the order here for the Mustangs that you'd like to have up at this point in the game. The 2, 3, and 4 batters. Palazzo a little something extra on that one. He evens the count at 2 and 2. You can see him rear up just that little extra in the motion there. And that evens the count here at 2 and 2.
Yeah, Palazzo's been really revving up and rearing back on those fastballs that he's thrown today.
Oakdale, although they've had base runners, is still looking for their first base hit of the day. The 2-2 is swung on a miss. He got him. Fastball away. And that brings up Erickson Dickens.
That fastball had a lot of movement on it. Almost looked like a slider or two-seamer there. The way it just broke to the outside. And there was nothing that Morgan could do but just try to hit it. Of course, he completely missed it with his swing because it was nowhere near where his bat was. He's expecting it to stay around the middle of the plate.
Here's Dickens, and as you can imagine, would like to make amends for the play that scored the run. As Bengston's sharp ground ball hit his direction, took a wicked bounce over him into right field and allowing the runner to score. Ooh, that one breaks back inside.
And if there was a batter that could do it, this would be the guy I'd want at the plate. He had the best regular season statistics, batting .483. Drove in the most runs, 29. Had the most hits with 42.
The 1-1 is low. 2 balls and a strike. I think he led the team in home runs as well.
He did. 5 home runs.
Yes.
To go along with 12 doubles, which also led the team. Tied for the team lead in triples with 1.
Just 6 home runs hit by this Mustang team on the year, and Mr. Dickens responsible for 5 of them. And as you can tell, the outfield plays deep. Here's the 2-1. That's foul back to the screen.
And what do you think a home run would do to this Oakdale crowd in front of us
here? They
here?
would go absolutely berserk, I would think. The wind is blowing out towards center field, although the wind not much of a factor today. But we saw Seth Vandergrift back in the first game crush one over the right field wall. Dickens do the same thing here. It's a 2-2 count with 1 out in the inning. Delivery is swung on and hit to left field. That's going to drop in for a base hit just over the shortstop. Dickens is on board here with 1 out, in the inning.
Nice little bloop single on an inside breaking pitch there. 2-2 count, and Dickens got his bat around quickly. Dropped it on in there into the gap in left center field. Giving chase for it was Jonathan Weatherhead, the shortstop. But the ball just a little bit over his head, out of his reach. And so Dickens is on.
And here's Machado now. Swings at the first pitch. Crushed to center field. But playable for the 2nd out. Dickens forced to retreat to first base. Well, even though he gave it a good ride, Machado can't resist the first pitch.
I would have liked to see Machado kind of take some pitches there in that at-bat. At least take the first pitch. That's one thing I notice now working in minor leagues. 90% of the time, the guys that are in the pros are always taking first pitch. Just to see what's going to come your way, get into a rhythm, decide what you want, what you think that the pitcher wants. First pitch swing is tough. Put yourself in a big hole that way.
2 outs now in the inning. Palazzo pitching to Nick Garza, the 5th batter in this Mustang order. And after Dickens did well to get on base with 1 out, Machado flies out to center field. There's a lot of space out there, especially out towards center field. I mean, 378 to the wall. 10, 12 feet high fences, so you're not going to see a guy climbing the wall to bring one back in. But
well, if you had to pick a second candidate other than Dickens to bring someone in, it'd be this guy at the plate, Garza.
1-0 count, almost hit him. Garza turns away from that one.
Garza, who in the regular season was tied for 2nd atop the team leaders in RBIs with 15, tied with Machado. Maybe just take some more pitches here with the count 2-0.
Dickens thought about taking off from first. He reached it quickly up on to his feet to about throwing down the line.
And Glines is going to come out and talk to Palazzo. Is this going to signal the end of his day?
Well, interesting.
Right in the middle of an at-bat?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It's interesting to see a pitch and change in the middle of the at-bat, but 3-ball, no strike count here.
I think Coach Glines right now just having a chat. He's not going to take him out yet. But he's probably saying this is what we're going to do. I think what's going to happen here is I think Palazzo's going to end up walking Garza to get to Dierda.
Yeah. So 2 on.
And then that way he can start over a whole new count.
Right.
And really dictate the at-bat. Because right now the at-bat's already been dictated. I mean, it's going to burn a lot of energy for him to have to battle back on a 3-0 count. I would just consider this at-bat a loss, walk him, and then really focus on getting Dierda out.
So Garza will remain at the plate with the 3-0 count. Now there's a change at first base. They brought in a pinch runner. Trenton Peterson will run for Erickson Dickens here.
Okay.
3-ball, no strike count. Looks like Palazzo's going to attempt to challenge him here. Let's see. Sets about side. Comes back with a fastball. It's a beauty over the heart of the plate. 3-1 now. Pearson, a junior outfielder. Take a look at the lead he takes from first. It's a decent lead. Palazzo will check over to first. He's going to deliver here to Garza on the 3-1 pitch. On the first base side, he delivers. It's inside for ball 4. Long look from the umpire. Palazzo thought he got the call. Urisha will check with the home plate umpire just to see where that pitch is located, but just misses on the inside. And now there's 2 runners on, 2 outs, and here's Dierda.
And this is, right now, this is the game.
Yeah, it is.
This is it for Oakdale. They will get the 7th, but this is their best opportunity they've had thus far with 2 on. And Dierda puts a hard charge into that swing, out of play and foul.
Just a little late. That's going down the right field line. That's the bases clearing hit.
Yep. That's a game changer at that point.
Palazzo fell behind in the count to Garza. Walked him on 6 pitches. Now Dierda laces that first pitch delivery. That's hit back up the middle for a base hit. Around third comes Pearson. He will score. Garza hustling to third. Will he get it underneath the tag? He does. We're tied up at 1.
Great piece of hitting there by Bryce Dierda. Took the 0-1 offering right back through the left field, left center gap. A screaming line drive that easily plated the pinch runner Trenton Peterson from second. And Garza was able to get to third from first base, sliding in underneath the throw and tag by Blake Escobar.
You had a feeling when he lined that one sharply to foul to the right field side that he just needed to make contact and you get a base hit, and that's exactly what happened. We get tied up here in the top of the 6th, bottom of the 6th, excuse me. And now they got him in a rundown. Well, they let him have second.
So Dierda takes second base.
They just decided to let him go, so they leave first base open here. Delivery hits him. Oh.
Uh-oh. And Colt Partial started walking towards first and now comes back to get his helmet and hat.
That's not the point of the helmet you want to see the ball make contact with.
That was pretty much the front of the helmet, right in his face.
That's right above the, right below the bill and above the ear on the field side. And This game is threatening to get away from Palazzo now, and well, probably the best thing to do now is just have a word. That's the third time he's hit a batter today. Oakdale coaching staff over to have a chat with Partial. Bases loaded now for the Mustangs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Check down the first just to make sure that Partial is okay. Now he's going to call the base runners over. Glines wants to go out to the mound. He will do.
Yeah, and I don't know why Glines didn't have, you know, when he first came out there, when we were thinking maybe he was going to take him out in the middle of that 3-1 at bat, I would have thought he would have had someone warming up, you know, and then you leave, you know, you have the chat, you leave the pitcher Palazzo in there to face hopefully those, you know, what could have been the last 2 batters, give him that time, and pitcher's ready. Now at this point you have no one warming up, and things are really starting to get away from Palazzo here. As it is, he already lost his no-bitter bid that he had going into this inning. Me and you were trying to keep so quiet on that.
Well, I mean, now there's a real
the
chance.
The floodgates could bust open right
Yeah.
here with the bases loaded. There is 2 outs, so all he needs is 1, but
his confidence, I think, has gone a little bit now, and especially hitting Partial just now. You lay down the bunt. It's a beauty right down the line, but it goes foul.
Miko Arpoca. What a great call there of plays, though, by Oakdale. He tried to run a suicide squeeze.
Yeah.
Bring the runner in on third with a bunt. And had that stayed fair, that would have definitely been the play of the game. Not only because it would have brought in the game leading run for Oakdale, but just for the situation and timeliness of it.
Well, if it stayed on the grass rather than on the dirt, that would have stayed fair. It just was hugging that thin line between the foul line and the edge of the grass there. Palazzo goes back inside and misses. A ball and a strike now. Bases are loaded. It's Gaz on third. Diada on second. And Partial on first here for the Mustangs. Nowhere to put Apioca. Here's the delivery. It's outside, 2-1. And you sense the pendulum has shifted in this game. It's now swinging in favor of Oakdale. Bottom of the 6th, tied up at 1 here. 2 balls, 1 strike. The delivery is low for ball 3. Palazzo really has to dig deep now. Doesn't want to get another run across here. Oakdale fans on their feet on the first base side behind the dugout. This game has had it all. Stellar pitching, excellent defense, timely hitting. A dramatic conclusion is on the cards here. The 3-1 is low for ball 4. The run scores. Scarza comes in from third. It's 2-1 Oakdale here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
And yeah, Palazzo having a tough go around here in the 6th inning. And Oakdale has shown patience through it all, whether it be drawing walks or waiting for a pitch that's theirs to hit.
Well,
this inning started with the strikeout swinging by Tanner Morgan. And then since then, Erickson Dickens came up with the single. And remember, Tanner Morgan was in because in the previous inning, there was a throw out while he was still at the plate. But Erickson Dickens got it all started with 1 out, got on base. And when Machado flew out to center, you're thinking, oh man, they're just gonna leave him there. But then Garza showing that patience on a 4-pitch walk. And then Bryce Dierda with runners on first and second comes through with the big knock. The RBI single to tie the game and move runners over.
And will this be another inspired pinch hitting call here by Coach Apioca to bring in Austin Dickens? He fires that one back up first pitch swinging. Grounding to second. It's bobbled. Everyone is safe. Run scores. 2 runs will score. They're both safe at home. And Oakdale have blown this game over now. It's 4-1 here in the bottom of the 6th.
Once again, the infield playing its way into this game as it's done really throughout the day, Steve, as a pretty much routine ground ball that maybe had a little bit of a bite and yet at the same time was deliberate in its process. Very slow roller over towards second base. And Bradley Nightingale, by the time he got to it, tried to make some kind of play, whether it be at second or at first. He bobbled it in his exchange to try to get it off to Weatherhead, who was covering second base. And then Weatherhead threw on over to first, but by then, Arpoca was already there. Or should I say, I'm sorry, Austin Dickens, who was in the pinch hit.
Still runners on first and second here with 2 out. And Austin Dickens, wasted no time swinging at the first pitch. Back to the top of the order then, and Nick Ippolito, and all of a sudden, Central Catholic are in dire straits. Down 3 runs now, 4 runs in this bottom of the 6th for Oakdale.
It's all about the Dickens family right now.
That one's hit to right, but it should be playable. And that's the 3rd out of the inning, but the damage has been done by Oakdale. 4 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning. And when we look back at this game and the final results for Oakdale, those 2 pinch hits, or 2 pinch hitters they brought in, Miko Apioca and then Austin Dickens, respond in some style. And it's Austin Dickens that might be the biggest hero of them all, as his single back up the middle scores 2 runs. Crucial insurance runs here for Oakdale as we go to the top of the 7th.
I think it's the Dickens family in whole, as they're both cousins. And I think you got to give Erickson credit for just getting on base and getting something started in that inning. And then Austin Dickens, even though the team already had the lead 2-1, it was a very slim lead, and Dickens gave them the insurance they needed on a slow grounder towards second.
Of course, that was with 2 outs in the inning as well. Because,
2 outs.
Because, who led off the...
Tanner Morgan.
So he struck out, and then
came
Dickens single.
Yeah.
Talk about making amends for the play in the field in the previous inning that allowed Central Catholic to get on the board first.
Yeah, Oakdale sends up 9 batters that inning, nearly batted around. They went through their whole lineup in the 6th, and it paid off, scoring 3 runs, make that 4 runs, and now taking the lead 4-1 here with a chance to close it out in the top half of the 7th.
It's up to Dieta now here in the top of the 7th inning. He's 3 outs away. Central Catholic will send up a pinch hitter in the form of John Munt, the senior, big senior here, right-handed stick at the plate. Looks at ball 1 outside from Dieta. And he swings and misses. Strike 1. Central Catholic perhaps thinking after the top of the 6th inning that they were on their way as that pitch gets past the catcher for ball 2. The way the Palazzo was dealing over the first 5 innings, that they had a chance, but that crucial hit by Dia to score the tying run opened the floodgates. And then it was the pinch hitter Austin Dickens. Added 2 crucial runs with 2 outs to build a 3-run lead they currently enjoy. It's a good response there from Dieta. Comes back with the strike. Count goes full here, 3-2 to John Munt. Not much to choose between the starting pitching today. And that's a great delivery. Munt goes down swinging. 1 out now in the top of the 7th inning. So Munt was batting in place of
Candelario.
Yeah, the designated hitter. So now the 9th batter in the order is Bradley Nightingale.
Calling him B-Night.
B-Night?
Hopefully this isn't good night.
Or hopefully be nice if he gets a hit here.
Be nice. Be real.
Chop foul, third base side. Ball on the strike. Did well to lay off that first pitch. The heater from Dieter was over the outside portion of the plate. Chops that one foul. You can expect the fastball here. Here's the delivery. It's outside, 2-1. Another good eye displayed there by the sophomore second baseman. As we mentioned, a young team. Bankston's a sophomore, Nightingale's a sophomore, Euretia a freshman. These guys will all be back again. That's strike 2 there on the outside corner.
They are indeed set up for the future. And remember, this is the team that is the overall leader in Sac-Joaquin section titles as a whole with 11.
And that's strike 3, got him looking. And now Oakdale are 1 out away from their 4th consecutive Division IV title. And it'll be on the shoulders now of Matt Clark. 2 outs now, no one on. And Clark, the final out. 0 for 3 on the day, grounded out in the first, flew out to right field in the 3rd, and popped out to short in the 5th.
Central Catholic with their 11 titles, 2 more than Vanden, who has 9. If Oakdale can close the door and get this final out, they will now have their 6th title, which will put them in 4th place all alone.
They've won 5 titles since 2007. Pitches outside, count evens and the ball in the strike now.
Talk about changing
Clock.
their program.
The 1-1 count. Hush falls over the audience. That's outside, ball 2. Well, the umpires have had a lot of salves and breaks. They've had to call balls and strikes today, and well, that one was a ball. Here's the next delivery then. That's going to be in there for a strike at the knees. And they are down now to their final strike. Coach Klein's out of the dugout. Not sure if he's upset at the batter here or at the call. Yeah, he wants a word with the batter.
Remember, he was talking about how he felt his boys were pretty good hitters and they can hit anytime, any place. He made note to tell us that a couple times when we were talking to him, and how he felt confident with the team he had, albeit they are young.
Here it is. The 2-2 is in there for strike 3. Oakdale have won 4 consecutive Division IV titles in 7 years. And Bryce Dieter finishes off the Raiders with strike 3 at the knees.
What a brilliant comeback there, mounted by the Oakdale Mustangs. The boys from the cowboy capital of the world in red and gold get the job done for the 4th consecutive year. And right now, there is no stopping the Oakdale Mustangs in Division IV. They are the undisputed kings. As you mentioned, Stephen, this is now their 6th championship in 7 years. From 2007 now through 2013, the only blip was 2009 when Placer took it. And for Oakdale, like I said, they're all alone in 4th place now with the fourth most Sac-Joaquin section titles, trailing Elk Grove, Vanden, and Central Catholic.
Coach.
As for Division IV, with 6 titles now, that's 2 more than Central Catholic for most section titles in Division IV.
How about a player of the game, Michael? Plenty of candidates.
Yeah, plenty of candidates. And as I'm looking through my stats here, geez, it'd be really hard to go against Bryce Dierda. I mean, Dierda comes in and in a tense moment when Machado was just worn out and reached his end, and Dierda comes in and gets the job done right away. I mean, after an RBI double, he could have easily imploded. I mean, he's not fresh. This guy just comes in straight off of no pitching. He
did look a little wild in his warm-up, to be sure.
Yeah, I mean, he was just up there swinging away through the first whole portion of this game. He comes in and strikes out Urisha right away, and then went on to continue pitching well. And in the 7th, closing the door with 3 straight strikeouts. And he came up with the big knock.
Yeah.
He came with that RBI single that tied the game, or that took the lead. No, tied the game. And, you know, that's all they needed. They just needed to get a run to equalize it. Yeah, you know, the walk from Arpoca was the one that bought the game-changing run in, the game-winning run in. But I think for what Bryce Dierda did to get that single, to bring in the first run, and that kind of kept the momentum going with 2 outs. And I think that was a big base knock, and I'm going to give my guy Bryce Dierda.
Yeah, I'll go with that too. Also, I think an honorable mention has to go to Coach Apioca in his final game. He goes out a winner after 20 years. But those moves he made, and the 3 that stand out, pulling Machado after he gave up the run. And then,
right away, didn't waste any time.
Didn't waste any time. And then also the 2 pinch hit moves, Austin Dickens and then
his son, Miko.
Miko Apioca. So, I mean,
Miko came through. I mean, Miko comes into the game. He gets a single and a walk that drives in a run. I mean, you can't ask for better plate appearances than that. And Austin Dickens finishing off the inning that his cousin started with the single.
Well, I guess that's going to about do it, unfortunately, for our Memorial Day.
Might we try to get an interview with Bryce Dierda really quick?
I think we're gonna call it a day. Unfortunately, it's been a long day for all of us here at Play On Sports. But what a day from Zupo Field here in Lodi. 3 tremendous games, and let's congratulate our winners once again. Bradshaw Christian 10-2 over Mariposa. Capital Christian over Escalon 3-1. And your final here in the 3rd game of our triple header. Oakdale win their 4th consecutive Division IV title in some style, winning in Hondo Apioca's last game as coach, 4-1 over Central Catholic of Modesto. Thanks to our crew here on Play On Sports. Vincent Huegas behind the camera. Our producer is Brian Hassler. For Michael K. Smith, a.k.a. Mike on the mic, my name is Stephen Davies, also known as Steve All Davies. I never thought I'd say that, but I did. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in to Play On Sports in the Sac-Joaquin section this year. That's going to do it for our broadcast coverage here in 2012, 2013. But, as you can imagine, we can't wait to be back with you this coming August for football season and beyond. It's going to be another fantastic season of high school sporting coverage in the Sac-Joaquin section. We hope that you join us all the way. From all of us here at Play On Sports, from Zupo Field, once again, Oakdale win their 4th consecutive title, 4-1 over Central Catholic. From all of us to all of you at home, thanks for listening. We will see you next time. Goodbye for now.
Happy Memorial Day.
Happy Memorial Day. Bye-bye.